Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Week 2 of my 16-week marathon build. If you weren't with us last week, go back, check out week's 1 video if you'd like. Week 2, theme of this week was tired. After week 1, trying to recover from the Marine Corps Marathon, I think my body just decided that I did a little bit too much too soon, I don't know. So this week felt like more of a struggle early on, but I did finish on a high note. So my initial plan for the week was to start gradually increasing my overall volume. However, my body just had a different plan, so I had to punt, so to speak. Each of the workouts that I did this past week during week 2 were pretty much easy, pace-wise. I did manage to get in about 6 more miles than in week 1, so I started to gradually get my mileage back up, almost hitting 50 miles for the week. But when I show the data later, you're going to see that my recovery score from my Whoop strap was much lower than week 1. So on one hand, when you start to increase the strain, it's going to be a little bit tougher to recover. But on the other hand, I didn't do that much more, especially when you look at my heart rate for the week. I was a little bit lower than the week before, staying in the mid 130s. So anyway, I felt better towards the end of the week. Let me break this down for you, show you how week 2 went in this marathon buildup. So on Monday, just like the week before, I decided to take the day off. I woke up, my recovery score was in the red. I knew I better take a day off. So I spent the day taking it easy, working on some videos. Not a lot going on Monday. Tuesday, I decided to try to get back on the horse with 2 workouts. I woke up in the AM. I did a 3-mile run on the treadmill. Took it easy, but I got 3 in. Afterwards, I stretched a little bit, got some nutrition in, took a nap, and then later that afternoon, I went back out and put in 10K at around an 8:04 pace or so. All right, so I get to Wednesday. My Whoop strap still showed me in the yellow, so I managed to put in about 6 miles on the treadmill, but it was a walk/run. So when you look at the data, you're going to see about 2 hours. Unfortunately, it was mainly walking. So I just got my body moving again on Wednesday. Thursday, feeling guilty, even though I was still in the yellow on my recovery, I went ahead and ran a little over 8 miles on Thursday. I felt decent, but again, I was struggling mentally as much as anything on Thursday. So Friday, I decided to take the day off again. Hung out Friday, worked on some videos, played my guitar, just had a good day. I enjoyed it. I didn't feel bad about taking a day off, which brings up a point. If your body's telling you for sure that you need a day off, then most of the time, just go ahead and take a day off. Now, there's going to be, and this is the coach in me talking now, there's going to be times where you need to hit the workout even when you're tired. That's part of training. But you learn as you train, the more years you run, what feels normal and what's abnormal. And for me, the way I was feeling, I knew with the lack of sleep and recovery and as sore as I was this past week, that I needed to back off a little bit, at least with the intensity. But I still wanted to put in a few more miles. So I knew good things were coming for the weekend though. So on Saturday morning, I woke up and I met with a good friend of mine who's a local cross-country coach. His girls just did great this year in cross-country. They come in 3rd in the state. Great guy, loves running like I do. A little bit younger, but so he's fun to try to keep up with. He's faster than me. So we got together, went down to one of our local half marathon courses that a lot of folks around here like to run in December. So a lot of people were out training on Saturday morning. We put in 10 miles at a nice conversational pace. The weather was perfect. Couldn't ask for a more beautiful day on Saturday. So that just got my spirits back up again. And even though I was still showing in the yellow on my recovery, I felt good. We had a great time. Just enjoyed the overall experience. So Saturday, I knew when I got home that I planned on doing a longer run on Sunday, shooting for 13 on Sunday. So I made sure Saturday night to get to bed. And sure enough, it's not rocket science here. When I woke up Sunday morning, I was in the green finally. So for the first time all week, my recovery showed that I was 73% recovered, which is not great, but it's still in the green according to my Whoop strap. I felt good, so I went out and did my home course here. I did 13.1 miles on a rolling road course. I felt fine, kept it in the low 8 average per 8 minute per mile pace. Felt good, weather was great. Came home, got some good food in me, did some stretching, and took it easy for the rest of the afternoon, even got a little nap in on Sunday. So for the week, when you look at the data, the big takeaway here is when you don't sleep, you don't perform. That's just the bottom line. So if there's one piece of advice that comes out of this week that I can give you, it's that reminder to get to bed when you can. Again, a lot of you are working full-time jobs. It's a lot tougher, but if you can get an extra hour of sleep each night, it makes such a massive difference. And I don't know what happened to me this week. A couple nights I stayed up later because I was engaged in working on videos and stuff. I knew better, but I did it anyway. Now, I will say this, though. As I get into more strenuous weeks, I do get a lot more serious about my rest. So starting week 3, coming up this coming week, week 3, I'm going to change the focus of the videos a little bit, and I'll start talking more specifically about the types of workouts I'm doing. Because instead of just keeping the mileage going, starting week 3 now, I'm going to have to start putting in marathon-specific work. Speed-wise, hill work, marathon pace, long runs, that kind of thing. So starting week 3, you'll see a breakdown in those areas, and I'll start getting a little bit more technical with what I'm doing as I try to build myself back up to run faster in February than I did here in the Marine Corps Marathon. So again, the last marathon I just did, if you watched the first video, you know, 3 hours and 14 minutes just to kind of test myself. The goal for February is going to be sub 255, hopefully 250 if I do it right. That will be a PR for me. Right now my PR is 2 hours and 56 minutes and a few odd seconds. And that was done at the Richmond Marathon back in 2021. And that course is not a bad course by any stretch, a great course to run. If you can, check that marathon out sometime. I think you would enjoy it, but it's not the flattest either. So hopefully in February, you know, you never know what the weather at the end of February, but Wilmington's a small race, but it's a flat course. Looking at the times, there's some fast times there, and I'm hoping that if I get myself in the right shape, then I'm going to be able to pull off my best marathon ever. This marathon it's going to be about the speed work. So starting next week, I've got to start doing speed work again. That's my plan. I want to thank you guys for stopping by today. Thanks again for watching these videos. Please consider checking out my channel, hitting like if the videos are helping you out. Please subscribe to the channel and go check out some other videos. I did do the Appalachian Trail earlier this year, and I shared some videos from that, if that kind of thing interests you guys. Hopefully you're getting something out of these videos. Hope you enjoyed it today. Hope you have a great training week. Don't forget, when in doubt, lace them up, hit the road, get your run on. Have a great week. See you.